What up, pussies? It's Shill motherfucking Gates. I figured I'd switch it up and chart this hurricane for y'all real quick. So as you can see on the chart here, hurricane's out in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. It's spinning its ass off, spinning faster than the room when I go out drinking on a Saturday night. But if you look here, we got the hurricane Bollinger Bands, and they're squeezing real tight, which is going to indicate a bullish price move headed straight towards the southeast coast. All you funny talking fucks down there better watch the fuck out, because it's coming in hot. Anyway, you can see here the first impulse move of the hurricane is probably going to look something like this, and then we got wave 2 and subset 5 and the ABC correction, and then Elliott waves are bullshit, but the target's still here, over here, down on the East Coast. So if you're on the East Coast, you better watch the fuck out, because this shit's coming with high winds and about to get everybody that's still there wetter than your girl's pussy when she hears my buttery ass voice on this video tonight. Stay safe. A hurricane's coming.
Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. Today is Monday, September 10th, 2018. And today, we're going to be talking about crypto. Well, we're always talking about crypto, but you know what I mean.
I gotta get out of here. I think I'm gonna lose it.
Uh-oh. Sounds like somebody's got a case of the Mondays.
Alright guys, so today, we're going to be talking about a few things I've written down here. Things that I've kind of written down and I'm always talking about. You know, these are my go-to subjects for the last several weeks, give or take. Because again, I feel like these are very important subjects to talk about. No one's really talking about them, and I think that nobody's really talking about them because they don't understand it. So what are we going to be talking about today? We're going to talk about a little bit about the Petro Coin, a little update on that and what's going on over there in Venezuela. The EOS versus Ethereum situation, something that I've been talking about for like 6-7 months, and feels good to be right. It feels good to see the flipping happening right now. And we're going to talk a little bit about Bakkt. Okay, that's what we're going to do today. Man, I hope there's not too much noise coming out. There's so much noise today. It's killing me. I don't understand where all this noise is fucking coming from. I got like every single thing that can make noise making noise. Anyways, I sincerely apologize. I just got to record already because I can't fix this anymore. So anyways, all right guys. So let's start off a little bit with the Petro Coin, all right? And Venezuela and what's going on with that at the moment. So today I was just going through Zero Hedge in the morning. But by the way, you know what? Yeah, let's just stick to the story though. So this morning I'm going through, Zero Hedge, and I'm just checking out, a few stories that are out there, and I see right off the bat, right on the top, I see Venezuela plans anti-imperialist march after revelation of U.S. coup meetings with rebel officers. So I decided to read that story real quick, and it seems like tomorrow, Tuesday, Venezuela and the people, the people of Venezuela, but just led by Maduro and led by the government. The people are going to have a ginormous protest, a ginormous, Publix meeting square. Everyone's going to get to the streets and protest the fact that the United States of America wants to take over Venezuela. And sure enough, we read, I read the article, and it had a link to the New York Times article, piece, whatever, in which, it says right here, New York Times. Trump administration discussed coup plans with rebel Venezuelan officers. And again, you can read this back and forth, And we've talked about this many, many times before where, just because the New York Times or just because the mainstream media, the fake news, all that shit, just because they say that Trump is going to take over Venezuela, or they say Trump is going to go in a war against North Korea, or Trump is going to do X, Y, and Z, and then usually what ends up happening is that Trump does the complete opposite. So, the fact that this is coming from the New York Times, all right, is actually, to me, I look at it like fake fucking news, and as long as I don't fucking hear Trump saying over and over and over and over again he's gonna, we as the U.S. are gonna go and take over Venezuela and take over Maduro and do that and eat it, then everything is fine. Right now as far as I'm looking at this, just from other things that I've seen transpired and other things that I've seen him do, Every time that Trump, does anything like this. So, for example, he might be meeting with certain people that are part of the Venezuelan government that opposed Maduro, and he's talking to them, in order to appease them, in order to, whatever, just like listen to them, make sure, give the impression to the deep state and these motherfuckers that he cares and he's listening and that he might take over Venezuela, just to, let them continue believing that. But the reality is that most likely he's not going to do that. Just like when it came with North Korea and a bunch of shit that he kept saying, oh yeah, if they don't do this, I'm going to fucking bomb North Korea and this and that. But at the same time, while he was saying these things publicly, and talking about it through the mainstream media and so on and so forth, behind the scenes, he was just telling Kim Jong-un, the North Korea guy, he was just telling the guy, hey, don't worry, guy, hey, don't worry, we're gonna have peace, hey, everything's gonna be fine. And sure enough, everything's fine. So don't be surprised if something similar like that might be happening at the moment. Now, it's a little more complicated with Venezuela and as opposed to North Korea, that's for sure. But it's definitely semi-similar, you know what I mean? Like in the sense that, it's just a diplomatic situation that needs to be taken care of. The old regimes, whether it was the Obamas, the Clintons, the Bushes, whatever, all they wanted was war. All they wanted was strife with certain parts of the world. And this guy, Trump, even though they keep saying that he's fucking insane and he's trying to cause war in World War III, he's actually doing the complete opposite of all that. So, the way I'm looking at it, he's actually taking us out of wars, taking us out of these situations, pulling back, so on and so forth. And, so that's good. So, like, again, with the whole economic downturn that's about to happen in the next few months, remember, we have many ways in which how we're going to get out of this. And as we get closer and closer, and we approach the date of, I'm going to call it in November. I'm going to call early November, late October. And again, guys, you can go back to some of my older videos that I've been talking about this for 6 months now or longer, about that, literally that's going to be the time, mid to late October to November. Now, I want it to happen earlier, and I want it to happen right now, meaning, the bull run, the economy tank, and blah, 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 but we already know it's not going to happen. We got to be honest with ourselves and not kid ourselves, and like one thing is what we want and one thing is what's going to happen, all right? And that's where we got to separate all this shit. So, the reality is that, as I said, late October is when things are really going to start ramping up, and by the time November comes along, we're already going to be in it. And that's just going to be the reality of it. And of course, we in the crypto space are going to be, benefiting from this ahead of the curve, so that's just the way I look at it, all right, what I see. And I see that what's happening now with the dump and the pump and the dump with we call it the cryptocurrency and shit like that, we're just watching that the last one. Either this is the last one or we got one more. That's it. And then why I say that is because we don't have any more time to go through this little bit of a cycle anymore. That's it, you know what I mean? Like there's no more, it's like, that's why I say, like, now just hodl and don't get involved in this, especially if you haven't gotten involved in it yet, because you might get involved now and get involved at the top or get involved at the last bubble and expecting the thing to come down again, and it's not going to come down. It's going to keep going up. So just keep that in mind right now. That's what I think is going to happen. So either this is the last cycle or the next one, and we're going through the little bit of a dump right now. But again, if you look, let's just look at the prices real quick. I'm going to look at the prices for you, whatever. And, we can look at the prices, and, we see Bitcoin remaining steady in the mid 6,000 range, 6,300 where it's at right now, like I've been saying and calling and so on and so forth. We've been saying and talking about this, that this is where it's going to be. They're not moving it from here, so on and so forth, all right, for a million reasons. Okay, now we're looking at Ethereum. It's under $200. It's been under $200 for a while. We're looking at EOS. EOS is climbing, and we already know what's happening here. It's a flippening, all right? All these projects, I've already talked about this for months already, but all these projects are now, leaving Ethereum, and they're jumping on board to the next best platform. And everyone's platform of choice seems to be EOS. And why? Because again, what I've told you guys over and over again, first of all, the money. Second of all, You know, the fact that EOS actually fucking runs really good, and they actually have, you know, running projects, you know, it's doing really well, has an amazing interface. So, and I could go on and on and on. And they haven't even started. They just got started the other day. So, you know, that's happening. So right now, when we're looking at EOS at $5, that's like, imagine when Ethereum was at $5, $12, all right? So that's a buy. It's a buy. It's a total buy right now. Now, I don't know if EOS is gonna get to $400 or $1,000, you know, like Ethereum did, because there's more coins. But sorry, but Ethereum is definitely gonna get to. I mean, Ethereum, but EOS is definitely gonna be getting to at least $100 minimum, just by following the same math. So, yeah. By the way, like, I figure out why I cough is because, like, I'm still that fucking whatever the fuck happened to me, man. When I got sick, that shit's still lingering in me, and it hits and it fucking comes out whenever, you know, the weather's a little weird. So right now it's about to rain, and see, Jesus, it'll turn black all of a sudden, and I got like this air blowing on me. So you already know, not good. So anyways, that's an update on Jose. But let's go back to the Petro Coin for a second. So, you know, when I'm looking at this story right here with the coin, you know, with you know, the Trump administration saying that, you know, that they're going to be taking over Venezuela with the coup, and now how Venezuela, you know, how Maduro, the president of Venezuela, has said, all right, what we're going to do is that we're going to have a humongous march. You know, all our people, we're going to go to the streets and we're going to march against the fact that the United States wants to have a coup against us. And hopefully the march tomorrow will be big enough and humongous enough that the whole world will see it, and they'll be able to, you know, hopefully some people will be able to report on this news correctly, and people can really see what's going on out there, you know, in the sense of like what's going to happen with the US and what they're trying to do, and so on and so forth. And I think all this is part of the propaganda, you know, where, you know, Trump is going to let this happen. You know, when people are like, you got to remember right now, everyone, before Trump got elected, they were calling him crazy and nuts, and oh my God, Trump is going to have his button on the nuclear bombs. But if you guys are have been following what's happening, you know, the Democrats and all these motherfuckers, the neoliberals, have literally been giving a bigger military budget to Trump. They've been giving him more weapons. They've been literally war hawking, you know, which means that they've been telling Trump, hey, go to war, fight, blow up things, do this, do that. And Trump is like, no, I don't want to go to war. No, I don't want to do this. No, I don't want to do that. And even when they told him to bomb Syria, and he bombed Syria, but he didn't bomb it. He just bombed like an empty airfield. You know, they were happy when he bombed it, and then they were pissed off that he didn't bomb anything. And so on and so forth. So, you know, who are the crazy fucking people here? You know, the people that are calling him crazy for not bombing? All right? Or the actual Trump for not bombing. You know what I mean? So these are the things. So, you know, even right now what's happening with Venezuela, after everything that I've seen him been doing so far, I sincerely doubt that he would willingly want to go to war with Venezuela. That's fucking moronic and idiotic. So I don't see that happening at all. I really don't see that happening at all. There's going to be a lot of FOMO, FUD, whatever, in that area, and you know, because of that situation and so on and so forth. But you know, the United States is not pulling away from the Middle East, you know, from the wars out there, so that we can come back here and start a war a few blocks from our house. No, that's not going to happen, right? So that's the way I'm looking at that situation. And as we've been talking in the last several videos about, you know, the whole World War III thing, you know, what the United States is doing and what they're trying to do, with the death of the dollar, so on and so forth. Look, guys, again, you know, what the U.S. is really trying to do is, you know, get everything back to the U.S. You know, Trump has been doing this. We're watching it, all right? And, you know, we really got to look at all the steps that he's been doing, okay? We're going to look at it like that and be honest, all right? So what he has been doing in the last, you know, pretty much this, you know, last year, is that he's been bringing all the troops back. He's been saying, you know, how we're going to be spending all this extra money, all this hyperinflation money, and so on and so forth. So how are we going to, first of all, he's going to bring everybody back. So cut that military spending, bring that military spending within our borders to not only protect us, but, you know, also protect our assets and our interests around the world. Bring everybody back, and then once everybody's back home, start putting everybody to work, you know, a la Great Depression style, a la, you know, the New Deal style, you know, where I think that He's going to start bailing out all these industries. He's going to start providing all this money, all this finance, all this everything to all these corporations, all these companies, small, big, medium, in between, and again, getting rid of this money, because again, the death of the dollar, remember, there's two scenarios that are going to happen in the next couple months. The world, and China especially, has the power. They possess the power in order to kill the dollar, destroy the dollar, and eliminate the dollar from the world stage, okay? Now, as much as they would want to do that, I think it would benefit them more, and again, they're all about maximizing their profits as well. I think it would benefit them more to let the dollar continue going until it hyperinflates and disappears on its own. And how can China make sure that happens? Easy, by continuing to purchase dollars, purchasing bonds, and continuing this charade. Once a dollar falls, then China itself will destroy their own currency and create a new currency, and so on and so forth. Other nations around the world are trying to prevent, not prevent, they know that what's going to happen, but they're trying to prevent themselves from getting caught in the middle here. That's why you see, places like Germany, Europe, other countries around the world, Iran, you name it, where they're trying to establish their own currency, establish their own monetary thing, establish their own everything, and even go as far as using cryptocurrencies in order to, be ahead of the curve, be ahead of the game. Because once the dollar takes a major hit in the next couple months, the writing is going to be on the wall, where it's like, most countries are not going to want to deal with dollars either, unless they have to. Unless they're still stuck within dollars, and then from that point on, everyone's going to be really starting to get rid of dollars. Like every country's already getting rid of their dollars, but it's really going to exacerbate even more, and so on and so forth. So, that's what I really think is going to happen. We've already talked about this the last several days, and so on and so forth, and everything that we're watching in between right now, everything from like the whole Venezuela thing, or we're watching, a multitude of other things, whether it's like the hurricanes that I showed you earlier, and so on and so forth. There's going to be a lot of things coming down the pike for the U.S. and that the U.S. is going to, be using as, for lack of a better term, as leverage, for them to start spending all this hyperinflated money. Because again, if they don't find an avenue to spend this money, meaning if they don't find the war, if they don't have a rebuilding effort, if they don't have national catastrophes and emergencies, like hurricanes, earthquakes, shit like that, if they don't have any of these things, then the dollar will literally just hyperinflate into Venezuela or fucking, Nazi Germany, Weimar Germany shit. That's what's going to happen. But if they are able to control the flow of the money correctly, then they will be able to, in a sense, control this hyperinflation. Now, by the way, this doesn't mean that things are not going to change. It really, at the end of the day, within the next few months, when the economy tanks, anyone that holds dollars, I'm talking about a U.S. citizen living in the U.S., so anyone that holds U.S. dollars, gets paid in dollars, and not just dollars, but, things that are dollar derivatives, aka, the Canadian loonie, or the fucking the Australian whatever, and so on and so forth. Things that are really, I think Australia is moving far away from the dollar, and they're moving towards China. But regardless, things that are really heavily invested within the dollar, they're going to be taking a major fucking hit. Oh, okay, hold on. Let me just record and stop. They're going to be taking a major fucking hit. That's for sure. And once that happens, like it's the U.S. can figure out a way to control this hyperinflation within the U.S., but it's going to be a lot harder to control that hyperinflation around the world, even though that they're going to still have to do that. And other nations are going to suffer greatly, and other nations are going to be literally throwing the dollar away unless they have like a huge contract tying with the dollar, and so on and so forth. So that's what I think is going to happen, honestly. And then, we, as the dollar tanks, as we start going into hyperinflation within the next, months and years and so on and so forth, that's when people are going to start moving away from fiat, especially as their economy, their local economy really tanks. Whether it's a local economy in a buttfuck Egypt, little small town in Kentucky, or in Turkey, or in Iran, or in the Ivory Coast, or you get what I'm saying, it doesn't matter, or in Germany. as these things happen, people are going to start moving towards cryptocurrencies. How they're not going to move to cryptocurrencies is if the government or the population, the central banks or whatever, provide a better alternative. But the reality is that they're not, because there is no better alternative. The best alternative is crypto. So even if people don't right away move to crypto, because again, there's a better product already out there, aka the dollar or another fiat currency, people are going to remain with that. But as we start hitting these bumps in the road, more and more people are going to adopt this. And I saw some chart the other day where they were showing the mass adoption of, like, I don't know, these a few things. It was like Twitter, Facebook, or some other things, and then you see WhatsApp, and then all of a sudden you see like WhatsApp, and then you see poof, it goes parabolic. And that's what I think is going to happen with Bitcoin as well. They were relating that graph to Bitcoin and cryptos, because it's the same thing. People were using WhatsApp for a long time, but it wasn't until, the whole idea of the government spying on everyone and everything, like, really started taking root in everyone's mind, because the evidence was already out there, that people started using things like WhatsApp on a more regular basis. Now it's like, it's normal. It's normal habit, to have things like WhatsApp or a VPN or et cetera, you know what I mean? So that's just the way it is, and that's it. It's gonna, if it eventually get to the point where it's gonna be totally normal to have a cryptocurrency. Why wouldn't it be normal to have cryptocurrency? And it's just another currency. And when we talk about young millennials and younger kids and people, again, I still consider myself pretty young, but anyone pretty much under 30, if you play video games or you interact within the cyberspace, or the internet and shit like that, most likely you already use coins, whether you're you buying these coins or using these coins or earning these coins, within a video game or a project or whatever, and then these coins are worth something, you trade them in and they're part of an ecosystem. Listen, that's the same thing, that's all that is just a beta version of what Bitcoin is. And when you really realize what Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is, and you just realize that it's just another currency and it's just a brand new currency, that's it. That's when, like, the veil starts really, like, unveiling. That's it. It's simple as that. All Bitcoin is a new currency. It's like, people, the only reason people started using cell phones, the only reason people started using text instead of phone calls, the reason that people started using voice now, like, hey Alexa, can you get me the price of this and that, is why? Because it saves time, it's quicker, it's faster, it's cheaper. It's the same thing with cryptocurrency. When things like Siri and Alexa first came out, yeah, sure, it was a niche thing, people weren't really using it, and it was kind of like fucked up. But now you see a lot of people using things like that, and you're going to see even more people using that as time goes on. And it's the same thing with cryptocurrency, because all of a sudden, when you're hanging out, let's just say it's me and my friend, and we're hanging out, and we're just doing a regular thing, all right? And all of a sudden, we're living in a world where cryptos are accepted, and he pays for the first round of beers, and it's taking a while, and then I pay for the second round of beers with crypto, and it's like that. And just like little things like that, eventually it's going to be where the next time we're going to go out, he's going to have cryptocurrency as well, and he'll be like, oh, the reason I got crypto is because, yeah, you're right, Jose, it's a lot cheaper, it's a lot easier, it's faster, blah 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 blah, more secure, you name it. And that's it, it's just a natural progression, Another thing about, the whole natural progression of what Bitcoin is and cryptocurrency is, and how we're going to get through all this, is the fact that, you got to remember that, almost everything for almost anything and everything for it to become, mainstream, and the first thing it has to do is become cool. All right, and that's everything, whether it's a cell phone, whether it's Starbucks, whether it's whatever it is. So not coming now full circle to Bakkt, something, remember I said I was going to talk about that. That's how this thing Bakkt. Look, the whole thing I could do a whole episode on Bakkt, and I think I will. But again, the whole thing about Bakkt, B-A-K-K-T, and then what that is the fact that I really do think that what people are not seeing here, besides the fact that this is going to be an amazing on-ramp and an avenue for people to start using crypto and get on the crypto train, what this really is going to do more than anything, that people are really not, I don't think people are looking at this. I've talked about this from day one, but no one has really put two and two together on this, is the fact that I really do think that the whole thing with Bakkt, Starbucks, and cryptocurrency, what they're doing there is that they are going to be the first ones to make crypto cool. All right? And once crypto becomes cool, like awesome, like, you know, you gotta have crypto in order to be cool, like you gotta have a Starbucks in order to be, man, once we get there, there's no looking back. There's no looking back, because once crypto is cool, and what's gonna happen is that, you know, Bitcoin's gonna be cool, the regular blue chip coins are gonna be cool, but it's gonna get to the point, as you guys already know, the whole path of coolness is that once everyone thinks Bitcoin once everyone thinks that Bitcoin is cool, then all of a sudden it's not cool anymore. And then it's the next coin, and the next one, and the next one, and the next one. And it's the same thing. Like, where, you know, no matter what, these things, these phones right here are never gonna not be cool. In fact, you know, people still need this no matter what, but it's like some people out there, I got a friend of mine, you know, for example, that he's like, yeah, man, I don't want to do this anymore, you know, blah, blah, blah. So I'm gonna have a phone, but I'm gonna have a flip phone. And again, you know, it doesn't really matter. So worst case scenario, you know, that we get through, like everyone has crypto and everyone's using crypto, you know, we're gonna get to the point that, you know, even when once crypto's not cool anymore, then people are gonna be like, well, you know what? I got my Trezor wallet, man, and that's how I fucking deal with my ledger, you know, Nano S, you know, that's how I keep my crypto, man, because I'm even cooler than you, man. Blah blah blah. And that's, you know, it's just a natural progression of this bullshit, okay? And this is the way it is, all right? Simple as that, you know. So I feel like I haven't even talked about the whole Petro Coin situation. I feel like I've talked about a bunch of other shit. I talked about Venezuela and all this other stuff, but, you know, let's just talk about the Petro Coin for one quick second. I know, I'm glad you guys listen to me and love it, because I picked the 3 subjects and I just fucking bounce off them all day, you know, throughout the whole broadcast. But as you guys already know, what's going to be happening, you know, what we were just discussing with Venezuela, the strife, the deal with all that bullshit right there. And what it is that the central banks do not want Venezuela around, A, because of the oil, B, because they got gold reserves, and now C, because of the whole cryptocurrency deal. All right? The central banks would love to take over Venezuela because, again, there's a lot of oil and there's a lot of gold and silver there, okay? So, again, you know, there's a lot of riches to come out there. And now, you know, after Maduro did the whole thing with the cryptocurrency, you know, he pretty much created a tool to prevent Venezuela from falling into the hands of the central banks. And he has created something out of nothing, literally, in just like the central banks have created fiat currency out of nothing in order to keep the system alive. So, look, guys, this is how I'm gonna explain the Petro Coin, okay? If you do not understand it, either A, contact me so I can help you, or B, shut the fuck up already. I'm done, all right? I'm done, because I don't understand. It's so simple that it's hard to wrap your head around it. But again, you guys have to just understand the simplicity of what this is, and that is what makes it so beautiful and so perfect and so awesome. You know why I can understand it a little better? Is because, again, I'm an artist. I used to be a chef. You know, all of these things. So I understand the beauty of simplicity, as opposed to the overcomplication of all this other bullshit, you know, that's what we think is like, oh, that has to work because it's so overcomplicated. No, you know, and then there's something comes out as simple, you know, people are like, that can't work, it's too simple. Okay, but let me explain again. I know a lot of you guys have heard this already a million times, you know, from me, but let me explain this one last fucking time as to what the Petro Coin is, okay? Why people can, so let's start off, first of all, why people cannot buy the Petro Coin, okay? Let's start off with that. Why? First of all, let's answer that question. Why can't people buy the Petro Coin? Answer, it doesn't exist. You're like, what do you mean it doesn't exist? Well, let me explain. Do you guys know what a proxy is? If you don't, I'm gonna put the definition of here, boom. Okay, so what is a proxy? A person authorized to act for another, an agent or a substitute, the authority to act for another. the written authorization to act in place of another. Okay, so a proxy. Okay, so all a proxy is something to represent something else. So let me explain. Let's just say that I need to take this cup with me, but this cup still needs to be represented here. So what I do is that I say to the person, hey, look, I need to take this cup with me, but I know that you still need this cup here. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna take this with me, but I'm gonna give you this cup, and this cup is gonna act as a proxy, all right? It's gonna take the place of this other cup until I come back and when I'm return the cup, and then I'll put this cup where it belongs, and I'll put this other cup back, or I'll take it with me, or whatever. All this is a representation. That's all a proxy is, okay? If you guys play card games, Magic the Gathering, you understand what proxy is, meaning, or a token. So let's just say that you're playing your card game, and one of the cards, that says, okay, if you flip it this way, like Pokemon cards, whatever. It says if you flip it this way, it creates a bunch of little proxies, a bunch of other little soldiers, see, whatever. But again, when you're playing a card game, you can't just like flip a card and these things just appear out of nowhere. No. So what do you got to do? When you're playing the game with your friend and you flipping the card over, it says, okay, once you flip it over to this side, then all of a sudden you create 3 proxy tokens, and these tokens are creatures that you can attack your friend with. I hope you guys are following me. So then what do is that, you get coins or you get whatever, and these things are your proxies. So you have 3 little proxies here, and then these 3 little proxies are gonna act like cards, but they're just there because, again, this card, when you're playing the game and you flip it over, it says you got to create 3 other creatures, but you don't have to, you can't use 3 other cards. So what do? You use tokens, coins, whatever. Okay, so that's a proxy. Okay, I'm trying to give you guys the most smart, the most longest definition of what proxy really means. Why? Okay, because now we're gonna get to the important thing. What the fuck is the Petro? People are like, oh, but you can't buy the Petro. Oh my God, but why, the people of Venezuela can't buy a Petro. They don't have a Petro. It's not an open market. This can't be true. This can't be real. This can't work. Oh my God, whatever. Yada, 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 violin. Boo, 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 boo. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up already, all right? Let me explain what the fucking Petro is. Guys, this just gets me so pissed why people don't fucking understand. The thing is, I know you guys get it, most people get it, but the people that don't get it, like, I don't, man, they just want to be so fucking right in whatever the fuck that they say that they don't understand, they don't see the truth. Look, man, just like today, I'm going through Twitter and I see Thomas Hunt, and he said, he just literally wrote on Twitter, there is absolutely no evidence of voter tampering in the United States or some shit like that. And I'm like, bro, just, anyways. So let's go back to proxy, all right? So again, Maduro, the president of Venezuela. By the way, I keep fucking up because I've been trying to get $1. I need to go to the exchange and get $1 so I can show you guys a little better. But so this is what's happening, okay? The Venezuelan peso, and I only got these green ones too today. God damn it, man, Jesus, man. So all right, so let's just use this as $1, okay? This green. You know what? This is the Venezuelan Bolivar, okay? So this is what's been happening, okay? This is what has been happening for a few years now, ever since Venezuela's been going through hyperinflation. Every single currency on earth, whether it's a Bolivar, whether it's a peso, whether it's a Bitcoin, whether it's a yuan, it doesn't matter. Every currency is valued in dollars. Period. End of story. That's it. I don't want to hear it. So what happens is that whenever a country prints out this money, immediately the US decides to give it a price. So that's why when you're seeing like a currency crisis in Turkey, all they're doing, all the US is doing is saying, hey, Turkey, fuck you for not, playing ball and being part of our own little game here. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna reevaluate your currency so that it's worth less and less and less and less. And why? Because we can do it. Fuck you, suck a dick. Oh, you don't like it? Then you got to join our crew. Oh, you don't want to join our crew? Then go hyperinflation for you, motherfucker.
The guy's got Paulie as a partner. Any problems, he goes to Paulie. Trouble with the bill, he can go to Paulie. Trouble with the cops, deliveries, Tommy, he can call Paulie. But now the guy's got to come up with Paulie's money every week, no matter what. Business bad? Fuck you, pay me. Oh, you had a fire? Fuck you, pay me. Place got hit by lightning, huh? Fuck you, pay me.
What if I get one of those TVs? Nah, I'd be sucking.
That's it. Venezuela obviously does not want to play ball, has not wanted to play ball for a long time. So whenever they would print out a new Bolivar, like, you know, this thing would like print out today, and the US government the next day, literally the next day, would be like, okay, these things are now worth 200 pesos. They're worth 7 gazillion pesos. So the reality is that this is worth half a penny.
Business bad? Fuck you, pay me. Oh, you had a fire? Fuck you, pay me. Place got hit by lightning, huh? Fuck you, pay me.
And it's like, how can, and then the next day, it's worth a quarter of a penny. And the next day, it's worth a, why? Because they want to fuck with Venezuela. They want to fuck with their economy. They want to destroy Venezuela's economy. They want to destroy Venezuela. They want, you know, they want the people to go out and riot and take over the government and kick out Maduro and blah blah blah. But the thing is that the people in Venezuela are actually really intelligent, really smart. They're best friends with Cuba. They know exactly what the fuck is going on. And so as they see what's happening, what they do is they do exactly what Cuba does. It's like, no, we're gonna hunker down even harder. Fuck it. We can't wipe our ass with toilet paper. We'll wipe our ass with another kind of paper. Fuck it. We have no bananas. We'll eat something else. Fuck it. We can't, you know what I mean? And shit like that. And why? Because they know that if they give in, then all of a sudden they become a colony of the United States. And all of a sudden they're using dollars in Venezuela. And all of a sudden the United States of America is what's running the show in Venezuela. As opposed to if the people just hold strong, they can eventually figure out a way to get out of it, which they have. So, what has Maduro done? Easy. The Bolivar, their currency, which is always valued in dollars and is always getting re-evaluated, meaning that one day this is worth $1 US, the next day is worth 20 US dollars. One day it's worth $1 US, the next day is worth 20 cents American, the next day is worth 2 cents American, and by the end of the week, by the time we get to Friday, this thing is worth like 0.0000001 of a penny.
Fuck you, pay me. Oh, you had a fire? Fuck you, pay me. Place got hit by lightning, huh? Fuck you, pay me.
Like, why? Oh, because the US keeps reevaluating this currency. Why? Because they want to. How do they reevaluate it? I don't know. On a computer. Like a monkey, because they want to, because they have the control and they can do whatever they want. So Maduro said, you know what? Enough of this bullshit. Enough. Since our Bolivar is valued in dollars, and all the dollar is a proxy, okay? A token that represents a value, and that token is what values our own currency. Well, what we as the Venezuelan people can do is that we can just swap out this token. So instead of using a US token, we will get this new token that, I know it looks weird, but this new token is called the Bolivar, and this new token is called the Petro token, the Petro Bolivar, the Petro, you know what I mean, the Petro Coin, sorry. Because remember, the US has a petrodollar. Anyway, Jesus, man. So Venezuela said, okay, what we're gonna do is that we're not gonna use this US proxy coin anymore. What we're gonna use now is use a Petro coin that we are creating out of thin air, like the US creates dollars out of thin air, and we're gonna use this Petro coin that we created out of thin air, and it's not going to exist. It's gonna remain a proxy. It's gonna remain a thing that doesn't exist. It's only exists in a figment of our imagination. We're gonna use that token, this special Petro Coin token to represent the value of our Bolivar. So this new token is going to be valued in oil. Now, let's go back a little bit, just 2 seconds, so we can understand. The US dollar, all right, is valued in what? What is it valued in, guys? No, not oil. No, not gold. No. You know what it's valued in? You know what the US dollar is valued in? Nothing. It's valued in debt. Zero. It's negative value. It's valued in debt. You know what what gives the dollar the value? Our army pointing a gun to the head of the other country and telling the other country, hey, if you don't accept dollars, if you don't use the dollar as a proxy for your currency, for your movement of money, then guess what? We're gonna take over your country.
Fuck you, pay me. Place got hit by lightning, huh? Fuck you, pay me.
So, by Venezuela saying we're not going to use the dollar as a proxy anymore, we're going to use this other token that we are inventing out of thin air. And as a matter of fact, the US dollar, since it's backed by debt, this Petro Coin is actually backed by gold, by oil, by actual reserve, by actual things. And how are we going to give this thing value? Again, only one Petro Coin really needs to exist to make this thing work, guys. So this one Petro Coin, okay, is going to have a value that is going to be now derived from oil. You following me? So now, you know, we go here, okay, we get this Petro Coin, boop, and now this is oil right here. And now this barrel of oil is what's going to give this coin its price. What gives oil its price? You already know, the open market. And yeah, there's manipulation and there's other stuff going on, but they can't manipulate this to go down because that's going to fuck everybody up. But they're going to manipulate this to go up. And what it does, it makes a Petro Coin go up in price. Once a Petro Coin goes up in price, it makes the Bolivar go up in price, and so on and so forth. Follow me? So all Maduro did is create this thing that doesn't exist, this invisible coin, this proxy token, okay? Just like the US uses proxy tokens every single fucking day to represent the US dollar, or gold, or silver, or oil, or the triple Qs, or the stock market, or NASDAQ. Just like they use those same tokens to represent X, Y, and Z, Venezuela has decided to create their own token to represent the price of oil. So this token that does not exist, all this does is a token. It's something so that they can put a price on and represent oil with it. Okay? Because they can't just do oil straight up. It has to be something to represent it. Remember, it has to take the place of the oil. It can't be just straight oil. So this is like, this token, okay, represents the price of all the oil around the world. You know, meaning that this is the set price for oil. You know, once you get all the prices of oil from everyone around the world, this is the price, $68 a barrel. So bam, this coin is $68 today. Tomorrow it might be $70, so it'll be 70. The next day it might be 65, so it'll be 65. But regardless, every day the bolivars are re-evaluated within this price. Okay? And now all of a sudden, a typical Venezuelan can finally go out and spend these bolivars and not worry, because this cup of coffee today might cost you 180 pesos. Tomorrow it might be 200 pesos. The next day it might be 190. The next day it might be 180 again. And so, but you see, it's like such a minimal change, where as to the guy that's selling you the coffee doesn't even have to change the fucking price. But if all of a sudden this cup of coffee costs you 200 today, 1,000 the next day, you know, whatever, 100,000, and then 1,000,000 pesos by the end of the week, and then yeah, you know, obviously they got to change there's so much things that have to go on. But if all of a sudden they have another entity, another thing to give this price, to give this thing a price, and this thing is pretty much steady, Remember, that's why everyone says Bitcoin is horrible. Bitcoin is very volatile. You got to go with the dollar. The dollar's steady. Okay, it's the same thing with Venezuela. All Venezuela's doing, as much as they want to use cryptocurrency, they're like, well, you know, the fiat now, it seems to be working pretty well, and people are still using crypto, but now it's just very different. You know, now people buy crypto like they buy gold or silver, you know, in order to, you know, hedge against what's going to happen again. But this is what's used every day on the street. You already know that. And so, what's happening with Venezuela, that's why I keep telling you guys, you know, this is a case study for what is to come. Because what's happening in Venezuela right now is going to be happening all over the world. Iran is the next one. Iran has already announced that they're going to launch their own cryptocurrency, that they're going to do their own thing. And most likely it's going to be very similar to what I just explained right now. Turkey also said the same thing, and so on and so forth. And they don't have to do this, but it would be very smart for them to do this. Now, whenever I hear anyone out there saying, oh, but why can't they, you know, why can't Turkey or why can't Venezuela, blah, 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 why can't Venezuela just use Bitcoin as a proxy for the Bolivar? Meaning that why can't they price Bolivars in Bitcoin? Again, guys, Bitcoin is priced in dollars, okay? It is just another currency. If they do that, okay, there's still room for manipulation. There's still room for them, for the U.S. government to manipulate the currency. Even if the currency drops $1,000 and $1,000 up, just like we're watching now, and we're hurting. Imagine like when your currency is based off of that, you know what I mean? Where, you know, this is worth 200 pesos today and it's worth 20 pesos tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, that's not good. So when it's valued at, like, in a petro, meaning, you know, 68 US dollars, and it only varies a couple dollars here and there, you know, this thing this peso stays relatively stable, as opposed to like a cryptocurrency, which is not. And again, with doing just the whole cryptocurrency, you got to understand that, you know, just like this quote right here from Steve Jobs.
When you grow up, you tend to get told that the world is the way it is, and your life is just to live your life inside the world, try not to bash into the walls too much, try to have a nice family life, have fun, save a little money. But life, that's a very limited life. Life can be much broader once you discover one simple fact, and that is everything around you that you call life was made up by people that were no smarter than you. And you can change it. You can influence it. You can build your own things that other people can use. And the minute that you understand that you can poke life and actually something will, you know, if you push in, something will pop out the other side, that you can change it, you can mold it. That's maybe the most important thing.
That I like to play a lot. Remember, all of us are all just human. So even the president of Venezuela, even the people in charge of the economic everything in Venezuela, and blah, 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 they don't understand they probably don't understand cryptocurrencies well enough to really implement it correctly. Not yet, but they will. But they get it. They get enough. Even if they don't understand cryptocurrency, but they understand enough the whole monetary policy and what's going on with the dollar and the bolivar and their country and other countries. So at least they understand how to create a solution. And when others out there, you know, financial pundits, fake news, other YouTubers don't understand what's going on and they blindly talk about this shit like they do know what's going on, it really grinds my gears. You know what I mean? Because I don't fucking, I mean, I know I talk a lot of shit, but I mean, if I don't know about something, I try not to. And people that, for the most part, are talking about what's going on in Venezuela, they just don't understand it. And by the way, I'm not saying that this whole proxy thing with the Bolivar or anything like that, I think it's genius and it's a great, amazing idea, and it's helping them obviously to, you know, get through this. But, you know, the fucking reality is that, you know, all this is still a work in progress, and, you know, this could not work per se, but at least it's something that is working and is an actual solution to this problem, and so on and so forth. So, yeah, sorry guys, you know, like, I gotta figure out the whole recording thing, you know. I'm talking a lot, all right? I apologize. I'm trying to make this shorter. But in conclusion, what's going on with the Bolivar and so on and so forth is something, and cryptocurrency and what's going to be happening with countries around the world and currency around the world and so on and so forth is going to be a very beautiful and amazing thing for us to all watch and develop as it happens, because it's happening and we're watching it right in front of our eyes. So, by this time next year, cryptocurrency is going to be extremely more mainstream than what it is today. And why? And what are the things that are going to make it go mainstream? Again, countries using it to get away from the dollar. Countries using it to get away and control hyperinflation. Countries using it, or people within the countries using it in order to get away from dollarization. Look what's happening in Argentina, in which the peso has failed so many times in Argentina that they're about to start implementing the dollar. Not just in Argentina, but what was the other country? There's another Latin American country that is about to get rid of their own currency and implement the dollar as well. That's not what you want. That's the last thing you want. So, don't be surprised if countries start deciding, well, you know what? Fuck this. Fuck the IMF. Fuck the central banks. Fuck all you guys. What we're gonna do is that we're not gonna have the dollar, and we're not gonna create our own cryptocurrency. But you know what we're gonna do? We're probably gonna use Bitcoin or Dash or whatever as our currency. Okay, and that's it. I mean, these are the that's where we're heading. That's really what's gonna happen. And I think it's gonna be a beautiful, beautiful time. And we're just only at the very beginning of it. And when I'm watching things like Bakkt, again, sure, it's gonna allow the population to start buying commodities, to start buying things on the stock exchange, start doing things, hopefully without KYC. And when we're hearing the news with Shapeshift, Eric Voorhees that we heard about last week, and so on and so forth, and then you hear other news like the Bakkt situation, it's like you're watching so many entities trying to tackle this whole cryptocurrency space, and we're going to watch a lot of failures, we're going to watch a lot of successes, and we ourselves are also going to be part of these failures and successes, and hopefully we'll be able to build our own and so on and so forth. But we're at the very, very beginning of all this, and I feel that we've already had a lot of failures, and we're going to see a lot more failures, like when it comes down to it. Look, let me just go you to like the first story on Toshi Times. It says less than 30 cryptocurrencies have over 400 daily users, which could signal panic sells for most tokens, according to a researcher. And again, guys, I've been talking to you guys about this for months and months and months, in that sense that we're going to see a humongous purge when it comes to the cryptocurrency space, when it comes to the crypto token space, when it comes to the crypto space in general. And we're watching it right now, when we're watching ETH literally disappear right in front of our eyes, and we're watching EOS grow, all right, and grow correctly, all right, and grow the right way, and so on and so forth. So we're watching, we're watching a lot of fucking things, people that have gone through, many of these cycles before, not with cryptos, but through the computer age, a computer space, video games, you name it. There's a bunch of technologies and a bunch of times in recent 20, 30 years that are very, very reminiscent and very closely related to what we're witnessing right now. So if you're an old motherfucker, old gangster, like original gangster like us, like me, and some of you guys out there, listen, guys, please, I need you guys to believe in yourselves, believe in your gut, believe in what you've already witnessed, gone through, and don't miss this boat. We've already missed so many boats before. It's our job to not miss this boat. In fact, it's our job to steer this fucking boat. It's our job to build the boat and get everybody on the fucking boat and fucking steer the boat. That's it. That's really what we're supposed. That's what I'm doing. That's what I implore you guys to do. And there's a bunch of things that are. Remember, this is not the only, what I'm doing with the videos is not the only way to do this. There's a million ways in which you guys can help this community and help push humanity forward. But, again, guys, the writing is on the wall, it's on the floor, it's on the fucking roof, it's everywhere, it's on your fucking forehead. So don't miss this anymore. Don't miss the boat. We're still early. We still can capitalize on this. And remember, this, for the first time in human history, is something that's going to help us move away from central banks, help us move away from centralized control, and create a decentralized mode of exchange, a decentralized environment, a decentralized governance, a decentralized world for all of us to live in. And it's happening, and it's gonna happen, like it or not, because we're gonna build this. And it's not, you know, we're you know, outside of like some sort of nuclear holocaust which fucking destroys everything and we're all living like fucking villages again, you know, outside of something like that, the box is out of the cat is out of the box, right? Pandora's box is already open, and that's it, guys. It's all smooth sailing from here. And again, there's going to be a lot of rocky waters and choppy waters and hurricanes and all kinds of shit within these throughout this trip. See, I'm telling you guys, you know, they're listening. So not only are all these things going to continue happening, we're not going to be traversing through calm waters this whole time. But the reality is that, you know, we're, you know, if we build a strong enough ship, we can traverse through any waters. Okay. And the reality is that what we have right now with this technology and this knowledge is something that is flipping the script around, you know, where we are all finally getting the power back. All right. And even though a good majority of the world is still asleep, still sheep, you know, they're still within the matrix. You know, it doesn't take everyone to get out of the matrix, to get everyone out of the matrix. Okay. It just takes a few of us to build the right things, the right tools, the right programs, the right infrastructure, the right everything, so that when people finally get there, they already are there and they don't even have to go through a revolution. The revolution already happened. Again, the revolution will not be televised.
The revolution wasn't televised in the 60s. Is it going to be televised in the 90s?
Well, you know, the catchphrase, what that was all about, the revolution will not be televised, that was about the fact that the first change that takes place is in your mind. You have to change your mind before you change the way you live and the way you move. So when we said that the revolution will not be televised, we were saying that, like, that the thing that's going to change people is something that no one will ever be able to capture on film. It'll just be something that you see, and all of a sudden you realize, I'm on the wrong page, or I'm on the right page, but I'm on the wrong note. And I've got to get in sync with everyone else to understand what's happening in this country.
So it's the same fucking thing. It's our job to just build all these things and give it to the people and have the people just use it. And that's it. And that's how we're going to get from point A to point B. And, you know, we're all doing this together, you know. The bad guys, believe it or not, and when I say the bad guys, I'm just talking about the central banks, I'm talking about the really rich people, I'm talking about, you know, these entities, the corporations, you know. Believe it or not, they themselves are helping us build this decentralized future for us and with us. And no matter what, they think that just because they help build it, that they will have control, and that they will, and I've talked about this before too, that if we don't build it ourselves, we will be building it for them so that we can enslave ourselves even more. But you know what, the more I think about it, the deeper I get into all this, and the more knowledge I accrue, you know, throughout this whole thing, I realize that, you know, the reality is that, you know, again, the box is open. You know what I mean? The Pandora's box is open, and no matter what, you know what I mean? We're not going to be building shit for them. You know, we're building everything for us, and they're going to be building shit for us, and so on and so forth. And it's a beautiful time for all of us. Okay? And it's our job to do the right thing. All right? And you know what the right thing is. I don't got to tell you what the right thing is. You just got to do it. Okay? And if you don't want to do it, it's totally fine. You know, we don't. It's you know, you're human. You're, you know, capable of making your own decisions and doing whatever you want. But there's just too much opportunity here, and definitely a lot of opportunity to do a lot of good with all this knowledge and so on and so forth. So I implore you guys to, you know, continue on this path and not be deterred by everything that might be happening, especially when we're looking at, you know, the price. You know, we're looking at all the coins, and we're watching all the coins, you know, disappear. A few coins are doing really good, but for the most part, all the coins are, you know, tanking. We're watching ETH tank. You know, we're watching Bitcoin remain and so on and so forth. So we're seeing a lot of fucking things, and so on and so forth. And yeah, it's time to get to work. Stop worrying, start believing in yourself, and start building, start creating, start spreading the news, so on and so forth. All right, guys. I know today was a very long-winded episode, super long episode. I gotta edit this now, make sure it's nice and awesome and fresh, you know, hot out of the oven for you. And hope you guys are enjoying it. Enjoyed today's episode, and yeah, been great. Now, let me give you a couple quick updates on me, myself, and I. I'm still doing the Waves giveaway, so please get your Waves wallet so I can give you guys some coins. I'm working on Twitch. Okay, I already got my account. I'm gonna see if I can do a broadcast today. You know, just some sort of testies 1 2 3, testies 1 2 3 type of shit. What else? And I'm gonna be working on more videos. You know, I'm gonna see if I can do short videos. You know, like I said, I was gonna do a Spanish one. I'm gonna see if I can do one on business, so on and so forth. And I'm gonna be working on this nonstop. Also, you know, I got an opportunity where someone locally, you know, might want to contract me to do some jobs, so on and so forth. So I got a lot of things coming down the pike. I think we all have a lot of things coming down the pike. Exciting times ahead, amazing times ahead. And yeah, guys, I just want to say thank you. I love you. You guys are awesome. Let's keep doing this. Let's keep fighting the good fight. People need us, all right? And we need to do this. We are the soldiers, all right? And we are the leaders of tomorrow, leading this thing forward. All right, so all right, I'm gonna leave it there. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for liking. I love when you guys like my shit. I love when you comment. I love when you do all that stuff, especially when you know, give me all the love in the world. You know, that is the best thing in the world. So all right, let's just get to it. Thanks again. Please like, please subscribe, please share the knowledge. More importantly than anything else, share the knowledge. Want to give a quick shout out to all my patrons out there, to everyone donating everything to me, every kind of coin, every kind of everything. I love you guys to death. You guys are the best. Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna keep it short. I'm done here. See you guys mañana. Thanks again. Please, peace out, and I'll see you guys in the morning, or maybe I'll see you guys later, but regardless, I'll see you later. Peace. Thanks again. And by the way, if you guys like this, just let me know. And if you don't like it, also let me know. I think it's pretty great. Alright, that's it. I'm out. Guys, do you have your Waves wallet yet? If you don't, get it now. Go and download your Waves wallet, alright? As soon as you download your Waves wallet, I need you to do me a favor and send me your Waves address. Alright? Why? Well, because we're going to have a daily competition, or daily prize giveaway of 1,000 Jose coins. How we're gonna give these coins away? Easy. All you're gonna do is leave a comment below, and after the comment, please leave your Waves address. See, up top left, there's your address. All right, everyone's gonna have a different address, so just leave a comment and then leave an address, and then I will pick someone randomly every single day. Guys, thanks again for watching. I really love you guys. You guys are amazing. Just want to give a quick shout out to all my patrons out there. You guys know who you are. Keep them coming. That's right. We're going to do this together. All right? Can't do it without you. All right? Now let's see if we can breeze right through this. We got a lot to cover. I want to give a quick shout out to the Crypto Outfitter. These are, you know, some of my sponsors, and so on and so forth. Check out the Crypto Outfitter to get all your crypto clothes, crypto wares, you know, meaning anything from coffee to, you know, phone cases, stickers, you know, hoodies, all kinds of things, okay? Check them out. We got a link at the bottom for discounts and all that good stuff. Also, got Irwin's Coffee. This guy, not only does he provide amazing gourmet coffee, but he roasts his own beans, and then he sells it for crypto. So if you want to buy coffee with crypto way before Starbucks, check it out, guys. He has your stuff. We also got streammaster.biz. Again, we have the best media player investment out there. You know, you can stream sports, you know, stream shows, movies, much more. Check out the website. Check out the link at the bottom of the video so you can get all the information on them. Also, we got bitblaster.io, and we got, you know, these guys over here are freaking awesome. You guys have to check out the website. You got a full website here, you know, with all your crypto needs taken care of. We have, you know, all the charts. We got news. We got tweets. We got a chat room. We got a video player that's always playing videos.
And
look at that.
You know, and then he's like, I don't trust you, man. I'm gonna dox you.
Then we got Ivan on Tech, you know, interviewing Richard Hart at the moment. And then, you know, we got a bunch of static videos. You know, I'm here as well. You guys can watch my video while you guys are browsing the site, checking all your stuff out, so on and so forth. Many, many more links. It's a one-stop shop all for all your crypto needs. Again, everything you want, anything you could ever want right here and need. Just check them out.
First link I can find.
Look at this, amazing stuff. And then, you know, we're going to bring up Twitch for a minute, because since I can't do any live streams or live shows on YouTube anymore, I'm going to see if I can start doing it on Twitch, all right? So still trying to figure out where I'm going to be doing my videos, but again, most likely they're going to be on Twitch, all right? So once a week, we're going to be still do our live shows, probably on the weekend, you know, so we can all gather, chat, have a great time just like we used to, and so on and so forth. And last but not least, please don't forget to please like, please subscribe, please share, please hit the little bell icon and all that good stuff, all right? And yeah, come check me out, all right? I'm always here. Love you guys. Thanks again for watching. Peace, love, prosperity, and again, don't forget to always share the knowledge, all right? Peace out, guys. See you mañana.